The promoters and purveyors of AI technology are making many promises. But how can it really improve our lives? Well, it's up to you, and I'll explain that in this video. Hello, I'm Stephen Goldberg, bringing you practical tips and ideas on leadership, team development, and employee performance in the workplace. Now, we all want to be more productive, but the question is, for what? What are we doing all this for, and what do we want to accomplish? Well, in reality, what we really want at the core of everything is happiness, is fulfillment. We think sometimes money is going to buy us that, but really we know that money can buy us nice things, it can buy us certain freedoms, it can buy us powers. We see what's going on in the world now, but it doesn't really translate into personal satisfaction. And that's really up to us. So it always comes back to what decisions we make and how we use the tools available to help us achieve a greater sense of fulfillment in our life. Now, I'm going to go back to the whiteboard here and talk about the dimensions of life. So the first dimension is your emotional response. How you respond emotionally to what people say to you, to situations. Do you have a tendency to freak out? Are you able to contain your emotions and come up with better responses so you don't create conflicts with people? That's really important to building relationships. Also to your own personal well-being. What about your intellectual functioning? How well and clear do you think? Are you able to process information in the adequate time and to turn that information into useful knowledge for problem solving, for making better decisions? That's what intellectual functioning is all about. Activity involvement. How well do you complete your tasks, your activities? Do you do it well? Do you rush through it? It's about producing things in a timely manner, but also in a quality way as well. That's very important. Self-discipline. Are you addicted to certain things that you can't stop? Is it affecting your health? Is it affecting your relationships? How do you control your desires, your wants, and not go overboard on things? We see the medication that people are using today to lose weight. It's become a phenomenon now, and yet it has its side effects. And often it's because of a lack of self-discipline when it comes to eating perhaps bad food or too much of bad food that causes weight gain. I know some people are prone to that, but still there's things you can do. So it's very related to self-discipline. Relationships. How good are your relationships? And of course, all these are interrelated. If your emotional response is poor or not always well balanced, it's going to affect your relationships. So you need to work on perhaps your emotional response towards improving your relationships, or perhaps your self-discipline is affecting your relationships. So they're really connected. Physical state. How is your physical state? Do you exercise enough? Do you want to have AI make you more productive so you could have more time to do physical activity that's going to improve your health, or to build relationships, to take time to be with others, to socialize? I like to take Wednesday mornings off to go cycling. It's one of my passions with my friends, so I could work out and at the same time socialize, build relationships, and that's very important to me. So that's where I would make a gain with AI, if it can make me more productive, so I can continue to do that. Your spiritual dimension. How connected are you to yourself, to your inner self, to the peace, the fulfillment that's inside of you that exists. But we need to have the time and a method to access that, and that's really the core of who we are. So we need to find a way to connect with that part of us, whether it's through a meditation practice, a religion. I'll put a link to a resource I use in the description. So all these dimensions of life are what we experience. Everything we do is connected to these dimensions of life. And as I mentioned, one affects the other. If your health goes down, it's going to affect your other dimensions as well. Maybe you'll become depressed, and maybe it'll affect your relationships. You won't be able to think as clearly. You'll obviously be emotionally affected by that as well. So the thing to do is, what I'm suggesting is look at these dimensions, and I'll put a link to the exercise I have where I show how these dimensions of life are linked to levels of growth. So when we grow as a person, we improve our maturity as a human being, our ability to respond emotionally, to think clearly, to build relationships. All these things improve. But we need to grow in order for these things to improve. So the question I have for you is, how can AI help you in this regard? That's what you want to consider, not just, oh, all these great tools are available to improve my productivity so I can do more of what makes me miserable, or I can do more to help me elevate myself to a higher level of functioning so I can be more effective as a human being. That's what I'm talking about. It's a different perspective. AI, people selling AI and the tools and everything, they're not putting it in that way. They're putting it as a business tool. Often, of course, it's a great research tool. I mean, I use an AI assistant. Maybe I'll start using an AI agent at one point. I don't know. I haven't gotten there yet. But there are positives about it, but it's how you address it. What you want to use it for is what I'm saying. And what I'm asking you to do or suggesting is to use it as a tool for personal development. How can I use AI to elevate myself? Start with one dimension. Which one do you want to improve? Go through the list. Maybe like I did in my last video on the You Incorporated, where I talked about elevating your talents and abilities. It's kind of like the same thing, but measure yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, or go and get my worksheet. I'll put a link, as I mentioned, and go through the exercise. Look at where you need to improve, and if you start improving there, all the other dimensions will increase as well. And then look at how AI can perhaps help me in that improvement, help me free up my time or be more productive so that I could work on my relationships. You know, interpersonal skills, if you're a leader or a manager, it's one of the things that employees complain about the most is how they're treated by their boss. So see how AI can help you in that dimension if that's one of your issues. So this is what I wanted to share with you. I hope you find this idea useful and that you'll act on it. All information is great, but you need to act. And so that's why I create these resources for you, these reminders, these videos, and I hope that you'll take action. Go and download my worksheet and work on yourself is what it's all about, and see how AI can be helpful in that approach. If you haven't already subscribed, do so now. Turn on notifications so you get news of new videos. Give this video a thumbs up so others will see it more readily. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk again soon.